President Clinton goes on the offensive after losing the crime bill. He needs a quick score. No scoring or anything else today in baseball. The first full day of the strike with no signs of a settlement. And if you have been on Saturn, you may not know that this is Woodstock weekend.
From NBC News, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
Good evening. This is not where President Clinton expected to be on this Friday in mid-August, scrambling to survive one of the biggest blows to his presidency, the loss of the crime bill in the House. When almost 6 Democrats deserted the president on this grassroots issue last night, it was a stunner for the administration. Tonight, as NBC's Andrea Mitchell tells us now, it has forced a new White House strategy.
Trying to salvage the crime bill and what many think is the future of his presidency, Bill Clinton scrapped his schedule today and rushed to a police officers' convention in Minneapolis. His strategy, portray the gun lobby and Republicans as the enemies of law and order.
Because of organized, intense, and highly political pressure, a majority walked away from the police patrolling our streets. It's the same old Washington game. Just stick it to ordinary Americans.
To help make his point, the White House found the family of a veteran Minneapolis police officer killed in the line of duty.
He and his family deserve better than what they got from the House of Representatives last night.
He brought with him 2 big city mayors who had been prosecutors, including a prominent Republican.
I support this bill. I believe it's necessary and will do everything I can to help the president to pass it.
Congressional Republicans tried to take the offensive by faxing a letter to Air Force One, asking the president to sit down with them tonight and rewrite the bill.
We would like to meet as early as we can this evening when you get back.
Writing back, the White House basically told them to forget it. Some Democrats want to hold fast.
I'm of the view, very strongly the view, that we have to take another run at this.
But NBC News has learned that House Democrats have already met to discuss watering down the assault weapons ban. For Bill Clinton's newly named political strategist, the question is how to save a weakened presidency.
Andrea, you can never say that one setback is a failure. I'll only admit that it's a failure if we don't get the bill. You know, sometimes a defeat like this will boomerang against those that were conniving against us.
Democratic leaders think Bill Clinton will get his crime bill this year, most likely with less gun control and less social spending. But they worry about how many of these near-death experiences he can suffer and still survive politically. Andrea Mitchell, NBC News at the White House.
The president's loss on the crime bill, even if he does reverse it later, could have a real domino effect on the other big play on Capitol Hill. That's health care, of course. He was already in trouble in the Senate and House, and so today he organized his cabinet into a kind of door-to-door sales team. Here's NBC's Lisa Myers.
The cabinet's climb up the Senate steps was about as steep as the odds of passing the president's version of health reform this year. Shell-shocked House Democratic leaders wouldn't even promise a vote on health reform this summer because of delays with budget estimates.
I'm not going to even speculate about that. We're dealing with this 1 week at a time.
And there is a bigger problem: votes. Yesterday's stunning defeat on the crime bill indicates that many House Democrats are willing to vote against their president, which will be even easier on an issue as controversial as health care, as some Republicans gleefully pointed out.
Mr. Clinton, I would say to you, I feel your pain.
One key Democrat now predicts the Clinton-Gephardt health plan will be defeated in the House.
People are very skitterish. It's election time, and they don't want to vote on anything big anymore.
Some Democrats also predict fallout in the Senate from the disaster in the House.
It makes people stop. It affects Congress's confidence, tragically.
The Senate's first key vote on health care could come next week on a provision which would require businesses to pay half the cost of workers' insurance in 2002 if 95% of Americans aren't insured. The president appears to be in trouble. He can lose only 6 Democrats. A survey by NBC News in the last 2 days found 6 who already say they'll vote no on mandates, 2 more leaning heavily against, and 4 undecided. Senate Republican leader Bob Dole claims the bill offered by Senate Majority Leader Mitchell is hanging by the proverbial thread.
Every day that it goes by, I think the president's position is weaker. My view is that we're winning the debate.
The outlook tonight for any kind of comprehensive health reform bill is grim. One Clinton loyalist said, "We're further away from getting a bill than we've ever been." and there is no sign the situation will get better. Lisa Myers, NBC News, the Capitol.
So these are critical times for the president. Tonight we want to talk about the consequences with our Washington bureau chief and moderator of Meet the Press, Tim Russert. Tim, these are critical times but not fatal, correct?
Absolutely, Tom. Here's what the White House is thinking tonight, that necessity is the mother of invention. The administration has been perceived as ill-defined and indecisive. We now have an issue. This is the comeback kid. He's been knocked down before. He'll come back again. Give a little bit of compromise on the crime bill, but get it, proclaim victory, and move on to health care.
Was the crime bill a very good bill in the first place?
Well, there are a lot of substantive problems, but when Republicans say there's too much pork, they originally voted for even more pork. It is symbolic, Tom. More police, more prisons, ban on assault weapons. It's better than nothing, but there are some problems.
And the president, is he someone who can be identified with a hard law and order stand?
He very much wants to do that, and that's why yesterday the Republicans, in lockstep, having voted for him in the past, decided to punch him in the nose politically and not give him the crime issue. He needs the law and order issue this November for his congressional races.
But this was a loss for his new White House Chief of Staff, Leon Panetta, who is, after all, a veteran of the Hill and is a man who was expected to be able to count votes better than that, right?
He sure was, and the word out of the White House yesterday morning was, we have this thing won. The difficulty was 10 Republicans gave him their word and then abandoned him. But, Tom, we can't underestimate 1 in 4 Democrats also voted against the president. They found their political interests not compatible with his. You remember Machiavelli, the great prince, the philosopher, who said, we either have to fear or love a leader. The Democrats didn't love him, and the Republicans didn't fear him. The president has to change that equation.
All right, thanks very much, and he doesn't have very much time between now and November, the off-year elections. When Nightly News continues in a moment, the Simpson case. What time did Nicole Simpson really make that telephone call? Also tonight, inside the Postal Service. Why can't you get your mail on time? And in California, it has become a whale of a summer.
You know, there's nothing more fun than a vacation at sea. You can lounge in the fresh air, visit romantic ports, enjoy fine dining, great shows, pampered service. I love it here. There's so much to do.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Richard. What are you doing here?
Having the time of my life.
Oh.
If my friends can't see me now.
Take a 3, 4, or 7-day vacation on Carnival, the most popular cruise line in the world.
I love this ship.
Tough day, huh, kiddo?
We're doing fractions and math. And Gracie Gibson kissed me on the playground in front of everybody.
Yuck. Sounds like you need a bedtime story.
Mom.
Car chases?
Cool.
When your day needs a little turnaround, Blockbuster has 9,000 ways to make it a Blockbuster night.
How about another story?
Yeah, I got one. With boys kissing girls.
Warms my soul.
I'm getting married. I'm getting married.
Whoever heard of a cold cereal that made you feel warm all over?
Daddy, what are you doing?
Same as always.
Fixing me breakfast?
Why should today be different?
Quaker Toasted Oatmeal. Delicious toasty flakes with crunchy little oatmeal oats on top. Quaker Toasted Oatmeal.
Yes, it's cold, but it warms my soul.
Now, the Major League Baseball strike, day one developments. Representatives for the players and the owners did talk today, but not for long, and apparently to no end. There were some small signs of a possible split among the owners, and the players took that as a good sign. Here's NBC's Sarah James.
The Atlanta Braves were supposed to play at home tonight, but Fulton County Stadium is empty, as are all 28 Major League ballparks from Oakland to New York. And while representatives for players and owners headed back to the bargaining table today, they seem no closer to ending the strike.
It's a sad day for certainly all the players, for all baseball fans, for anybody at the staff of our office.
No progress at all today because they will not address the issue of how much money the players want to earn in the future.
But as the players packed up and headed for home, there are signs of division in the owners' ranks.
I don't blame the players. I blame ownership. They've caved in 20 times, and they're the ones who let this thing get to the point of no return, you know.
I feel the salary cap is a negotiable issue because let's be serious, let's be realistic about this thing. This is all simple economics, and it's all dollars.
Atlanta Braves pitcher Tom Glavine likes the way that sounds.
Hopefully that's an indication that some of the owners are interested in getting something done sooner than later, but you still have to go through the process and get it done.
At today's negotiating session in New York, Owners Representative Richard Ravitch says he's been in touch with Labor Secretary Robert Reich about the possibility of federal mediation. But sports writer Bill Madden says fans shouldn't hold their breath.
I didn't put much stock in the meeting they held today. I don't think you can until at least a week or so has gone by for both sides to kind of reassess their positions.
There are no talks scheduled for tomorrow, and no one knows the next time both sides will meet. For now, the stadiums are empty, the games on ice, and fans are out of luck. Sarah James, NBC News, New York.
In Los Angeles tonight, there was a ruling from the judge in the Simpson case on what evidence the media will and will not see, and what was learned from that. Here's NBC's Larry Carroll.
Your Honor, I would say in the first instance,
the order from Judge Lance Ito was a partial victory for the media. 7 out of 10 crime scene photos were made available for viewing today. The motion, filed on behalf of NBC and other news organizations, had requested that journalists be allowed to view them, but not publish or broadcast them.
they're not asking the court to allow them to put these on the nightly news.
Most of the pictures are nothing new. They depict items that have already been shown: a bloody glove, bloody footprints. Judge Ito refused to let the media see pictures of the victims, Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman. In issuing his decision, the judge said the photos, quote, would paint mental images in the minds of potential jurors that would prejudice the right to a fair trial to both parties. The judge also released transcripts of a July 8th meeting in Chambers dealing with a telephone call between Nicole Simpson and her mother on the night of the murders, a call the defense was hoping to use as an alibi. Originally, Nicole Simpson's mother told the coroner the call was made around 11, about the time O.J. Simpson was at home preparing to take a limo to the airport. But the transcript quotes defense attorney Robert Shapiro as saying records show the conversation took place at 10:17 p.m.
The Simpson case goes back to court next Wednesday for a hearing on evidence sharing, and then again on Friday, when the judge is expected to announce his decision on whether that mysterious envelope will be unsealed. Larry Carroll, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Paul Hill was indicted by a federal grand jury today, charged with violating the new federal abortion clinic protection law. Hill already is facing murder charges in last month's killing of a Pensacola abortion doctor and his volunteer escort. There's an about-face tonight for Shannon Faulkner, 3 days before she was to become the Citadel's first full-time female cadet. A federal appeals court blocked her from joining the cadet corps while her legal battles continue. She will be allowed, however, to continue attending day classes at the Citadel. And from the Consumer Product Safety Commission tonight, the largest clothing recall in history, 250,000 rayon skirts, all made in India, recalled because they can burn at an alarming rate. These skirts have been sold under 20 different brand names in thousands of stores. If you have one like this, return it to the store. When we come back in a moment, 25 years after, welcome to the brave new Woodstock.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Got a greasy mess? Wipe it out with Glass and Surface Windex Clear. It cuts tough grease without leaving the streaks or cloudy residue other cleaners can leave behind. So it won't just clean your surfaces, it'll make them shine. Glass and Surface Windex Clear cuts grease clear to the shine. From S.C. Johnson Wax.
That's amore.
Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers have a system for repairs. The focal point is the service advisor.
Thanks, Mike, for your help.
He's the primary customer contact in diagnosing problems and allocating all the resources to get the job done in the quickest, most economical way. He can help save you time, he can help save you money, and you can only find him at a Ford or Lincoln Mercury dealer. Quality care, where the quality continues.
Now, the NBC Nightly News Data Bank. Nightly News continues in a moment.
I'll probably never forget that night. It was the middle of the night. My stomach was on fire. I was scared. And when I got to the doctor, I thought he'd give me a prescription. You know what my doctor said? My doctor said Mylanta.
For occasional heartburn and acid indigestion, doctors recommend Mylanta most, even over prescription drugs.
I got my prescription. My doctor said Mylanta.
It is not exactly a surprise party, but Woodstock 94 is underway tonight, about 2 hours north of New York City. The original Woodstock concert was one of the cosmic events of the 60s. This so-called reunion is much more a product of the corporate culture than the counterculture. And NBC's Bob Dotson is there tonight, counting the kids and the cash.
Yeah, this is Woodstock, ain't it? We've been waiting 25 years!
Thousands missed those opening words. They'd been herded into holding pens at the front gate.
Woodstockade. Woodstockade 94.
Some had already waited up to 6 hours for the 350 shuttle buses that would bring them from Woodstock's 8 remote parking lots. Then 170,000 people were passed 25 at a time through metal detectors and searched.
A lot of alcohol, a lot of vodka and beer.
All confiscated. Still, some things don't change.
I'm not going to be president anyway.
Inside, they stood in line to trade dollars for Woodstock coins, the only currency accepted. Then the spending began big time. Pizzas cost $12.
5,000 pizzas per hour for this whole area.
40% of every sale goes to the concert promoters. Add in this weekend's pay-per-view TV, CD, and home video sales, and they could eventually earn $50 million, even though the crowd is 80,000 fewer than expected. Concert goers who paid $135 for that ticket found...
People are in there for free and we paid. That's not fair.
Still, they struggled to pitch their tents, settle in, and await the big-name acts who start performing tomorrow.
It is kind of a corporate Woodstock, you know, but still, it's still going to be a...
music, and there's music.
It's going to be a blast.
Perhaps, if they're left alone, as those who came to the first Woodstock were.
It's not going to be the same. You got the breath.
It is, after all, a party planned by people their parents' age. Bob Dotson, NBC News, at Woodstock in Saugerties, New York.
Then there is this tonight from Camden, New Jersey. Police now are looking for 4 suspects in an armed robbery of sorts. Their weapon, a big black snake. Apparently, one robber held the snake while the others held up a couple, taking $20, a watch, and a Walkman, all at snake point. When Nightly News continues in a moment, you and your mail. Is getting it a losing battle?
Do you question your bladder control protection? The answer is new technology from Attens that you can sample for free.
What makes it so new?
Only new Attens has perma-dry fibers woven in to absorb faster.
Really?
To see for yourself, call 1-800-ATTENS now for a free sample by mail.
Do you have the right kind of protection for me?
Ask for a pad, guard, undergarment, or brief. We'll help you choose the right size.
Great.
Call for a free sample today and look for Attens in the store.
While you weren't looking, something magical happened. The durability of an oil-based enamel and the easy cleanup of a latex came together. Hard to believe? Try it and see. Duratex colors enamels from Red Devil for the finish of a lifetime.
With over 3,000 years of history to explore, you'll appreciate our rest areas. Call today, 1-800-44-MEXICO.
You're still worried about denture odor? Come on, honey. Minty Double Action Polident controls denture odor and cleans tough stains. So try Double Action Polident. And when you're away from home, try the denture cleanser to go. New Polident wipes.
Choosing a cereal with the perfect balance of taste and nutrition can be tricky, but now there's a choice that's simple. Wait till you taste this. From Healthy Choice and Kellogg. A brand new cereal that combines crunchy oat clusters, club sweet raisins, and crispy multigrain flakes in a way that tastes so delicious. You know, you could make this choice blindfolded. Introducing Healthy Choice cereals, new from Kellogg's. One taste and the choice is simple.
Meet Eric.
He looks like an average kid, but he's admitted to killing his 4-year-old neighbor. Wait till you hear his defense. Pauline Phillips, Dateline Tuesday.
Our insiders report tonight on the U.S. Postal Service. In this age of competition from fax, FedEx, and email, you would think that the post office would make service better than ever, even for 29 cents a stamp. Well, think again. NBC's chief economics correspondent, Irving R. Levine, tonight sorts it all out.
This blue envelope, mailed by Claudine O'Hayan in Hoboken, New Jersey, made the many stages of its postal journey without mishap, as do most of the 170 billion pieces of mail each year. It reached its Los Angeles destination in 3 days. But delivery delays and lost and destroyed mail have led to ridicule and horror stories. Mary Smith had a letter returned this summer 12 years after she mailed it. Her check really was in the mail. Complaints about mail service increased soon after the appointment 2 years ago of Marvin Runyon as Postmaster General. Nicknamed Carvin Marvin, he offered buyouts, hoping to cut 30,000 people from top-heavy management. But only 14,000 managers took the offer. An unintended result was the buyout departure of 34,000 experienced workers who handled the mail. Mail service quickly deteriorated. Robert Sedrakian of the Postal Governing Board blames Runyon.
He's meant deficits continuing, the loss of postal morale, poor service that's still trending down.
Runyon blames faulty service on bad relations between managers and workers, a problem he inherited.
Management has told employees, do it like this. Sort of check your brains at the door and come in and do the mail like I tell you to do it. We're trying to change that.
A major change is automation. $4.3 billion being spent to handle mail volume growing by 6 million pieces a year. But automation is running 2 years behind schedule due to lack of training. And Runyon created new controversy by changing the postal logo on the service's 200,000 trucks and 30,000 post offices with what he calls the Sonic Eagle.
The idea was to just change the impression and appearance of the Postal Service. We want the service to change, too.
A $7 billion expense, while the post office is headed for a $1.25 billion deficit on a $50 billion annual budget, and is losing customers to competitive delivery systems, including FedEx, email, and fax. Realtor John Wilhelm.
I can't rely on the Postal Service. That's my problem.
More business may be lost when first-class rates rise from 29 to 32 cents next year, threatening the future of the post office.
If the Postal Department can't deliver mail on time efficiently, they're going to go out of business.
The Postal Service may not be headed for extinction in the era of the information superhighway, but the once esteemed Postal Service may face a future as the handler mostly of slow delivery junk mail. Irving R. Levine, NBC News, Washington.
There's word from Geneva tonight that the United States and North Korea now have reached an agreement aimed at settling their standoff over North Korea's nuclear capability. Apparently, the United States will help the North Koreans with safer nuclear technology, and the two countries will exchange diplomats for their respective capitals. Coming up in a moment, big blue whales. What are they doing this close to California?
Cleanse yourself with 100% soap-free and fragrance-free Alpha Hydrox. Treat yourself with a natural Alpha Hydrox solution that can reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Moisturize yourself with products to nurture and protect your beautiful new skin. Save yourself with amazingly effective Alpha Hydrox products under $10 each. Now you know the naked truth about skincare. The cleansers, treatments, and moisturizers of Alpha Hydrox.
Everybody needs some money sometime. Everybody needs some cash on hand.
When you need money fast, hello, Dad? Count on Western Union. We send more money to more people in more places in the U.S. and around the world than anyone else.
Something in my heart just told me sometime is now.
Western Union, the fastest way to send money worldwide.
Announcing a great way to get away from it all, including high monthly payments in the new Eldorado. Because for a limited time, the Eldorado, with its 270 horsepower North Star system, is only $399 a month for 24 months with $2,500 down. The Cadillac Eldorado. See your Cadillac dealer now before this special offer dashes by.
When's the last time you had a bowl of Wheaties?
It's been a while.
I've never had Wheaties before. These are delicious.
I can taste the wheat. I like it. Let me have another bite. It's got more zip than Corn Flakes. Corn Flakes doesn't have the body. Doesn't do it compared to Wheaties. Wheaties has a little bit more oomph.
Why eat Corn Flakes when you can have Wheaties? Discover the toasted whole wheat taste of Wheaties.
I think I'll go buy a box.
Hey, Wheaties just lowered prices on popular size boxes. Bring some home today.
Thinking about adopting a baby? They say come on down to Guatemala. But what they don't tell you is you may not come out alive. Now, NBC, Wednesday.
There is an unexpected dividend from Mother Nature off the coast of California this summer. A breathtaking show of gargantuan sea life. Life that almost disappeared. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell tonight takes us to blue whale heaven.
Just beneath the surface of the Santa Barbara Channel swims the largest creature to ever live on the planet. For a group of whale watchers, there are glimpses of its greatness.
Oh, God. Actually seeing them, at first you see the spout from far away. It was awesome.
Blue whales are rarely ever seen. Their visit to the coast of California was unexpected, but ocean conditions produced a large supply of their favorite food, a shrimp-like creature called krill. Blue whales can eat 8,000 pounds of it a day.
The most important thing to remember about these particular creatures is how little we know about them, not how much we know.
We do know they are gigantic. One blue whale weighs as much as 30 elephants, or 1,600 people, and it measures 100 feet in length. Researchers went into their world underwater for these rare pictures. While the experience was no less stirring from aboard a ship that's actually smaller than the whales themselves.
It was quite a thrill to see that big tail come out of that water.
It's breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. There's nothing like this in Manhattan, nothing.
Blue whales were nearly lost forever. 60 years ago, commercial whaling pushed the species to the brink of extinction. Fortunately, laws were passed to save them, and today scientists can only guess at their numbers. Estimates put the blue whale population for the Pacific Ocean at not more than 6,000. Worldwide, blue whales could total 40,000.
You just can't spend time with them without being filled with this sense of awe.
There's no prediction for how long they'll stay or if they'll return. But for now, the blue whales are sharing their mystery. Kelly O'Donnell, NBC News, Santa Cruz Island, California.
It's Nightly News for Friday. This Sunday in Meet the Press, what next for the president and his programs? Tim Russett's guest will be the Senate leaders, George Mitchell for the Democrats, Bob Dole for the Republicans. I'm Tom Brokaw. I'll be off for a while chasing wild trout. I'll see you when I get back.